Hey everybody. So this part's going to be a video response to Jabba the Hutt and my friend Comedic Witchcraft. As Jabba the Hutt recently made a video before she deleted it on her whole family being a coven, and then Comedic Witchcraft's response to it, which will go into the second half of this video. And if you want to just watch that second half, that will be a standalone video after this one. And you can find that video in my Necronomicon playlist at the end of this video and that video. So, last Friday, Jabba the Hutt came back on the scene and was boasting about how her family was this coven, this powerful coven, using powerful witchcraft that's not known to any man, woman in the community or the world even, that it's so powerful and so secret. Only the Stevenson family knows it. Her 2 children, her brother. And Jabba went on to hilariously try to destroy my friend Blue Sage, Comedic Witchcraft, and someone else who I am not familiar with. And in her feeble attempt and trying to boast about her family, you know, it was amusing. But then she had to bring me into it because I practice with the Necronomicon. Saying that her magic is so powerful that her gods and goddesses predate the primordial gods and goddesses, beyond the chaos gods. That her god and goddess are the Omega gods, which, if she was as smart as she claimed, Jabba would know that the word Omega means the last. Jabba the Hutt meant to say Omni, as in the Omni Lords. The gods above gods. And I made a video talking about what I think about the Omni Lords. So anyway, her disrespectful mouth was not just calling my path crap or shit, but various other people's paths crap and shit, like voodoo and hoodoo. If she had any ounce of respect, she would have said them proper. But no. Trying to put words in my mouth, saying that the Necronomicon is this all-powerful book. I never said that. Not once have I ever said that the Necronomicon is this all-powerful book. It is powerful, yes. But we'll get into that in the second half of this video. And then she was trying to hint that her new goddess of the week is Hecate, which kind of goes into Comedic Witchcraft's part in this video, as she was saying that people who use the Necronomicon are going with the pop culture reference. And again, that is covered in the other half of this video. Because what irked me was the fact that actual research can be done into the Simon Necronomicon in its mythology, its system, its core beliefs, its pantheon. What does this have to do with Hecate? Well, if you do your research and then stop saying what every fucking person who's just regurgitating the same shit from other people, that it's a hoax, that it's not real, that's fake. If they would actually take the time to do their research, just 1 ounce, just 1 fucking ounce of research can show you that Hecate derived from the Mesopotamian goddess of the underworld, Ereshkigal. And in some poems to Hecate, she is named Hecate Ereshkigal. These gods and goddesses of Mesopotamia have been all over the map. Their names have been changed. Marduk, also known as Baal, the thunder god. Inanna has been changed from Inanna to Ishtar to Astaroth. Or however you say her name. One of the Goetic demons. I'm not familiar with them, so if I said the wrong one, I'm truly sorry. But you see my point. That's what irks me. That you can actually do research. Because it all goes back in one giant circle. But as I said, her goddess of the week is Hecate, which is a Greek equivalent to Ereshkigal. And even then, Jabba the Hutt will disrespect her and throw her away, just like she's thrown away Thor, Anubis, Santa Muerte. So it doesn't matter. But what does matter is putting words in my mouth saying that I said that the Necronomicon is all-powerful. And her trying to boast that her magic is even more powerful than that. That all they have to do is just think it and a demon will appear. Yeah, that's not how it works. Look up the name, the Necronomicon itself. It has many names. Book of the Dead. Book of Dead Names. And believe me, other than Ishtar, and the Anunnaki, all those other names have been pretty much forgotten by the sands of time. And it's through men whether they put their own personal bias or not, like Zacharias Sitchin, that have brought ancient Sumeria and its pantheon to the light. So let's get into the Necronomicon. The Necronomicon, what is it? It is a grimoire of self-initiatory magic, spirituality, and mythology of Mesopotamian countries covering, but not limited to, Sumeria, Akkad, Babylon, Assyria, and even thinly stretched towards Egypt. Simon Necronomicon is a grimoire of reconstructed Mesopotamian history and practices covering the aforementioned. This grimoire contains real-world myths of real-world gods and goddesses: Tiamat, Kingu, Anu, Enlil, Enki, Inanna Ishtar, Nergal, Ereshkigal, the Anunnaki, Marduk, just to name a few. And believe me, they have way more gods and goddesses for just about everything, including alcohol. One of the things that makes this spiritual and magical system so strong is the fact that the ancients would not only believe that these deities were real, but also believe that they were also a reflection of not just their surroundings, but also within themselves, as the gatewalking is one giant reflection of oneself and the power and knowledge to change yourself and your surroundings. The same can be said for other magical systems, but we're not talking about them. This path wants you to rely on your ability and not just the gods and goddesses as some other religions that came afterwards. One can worship and one can completely be atheistic or agnostic and use this as metaphors and archetypes for self-improvement. What the Necronomicon is not is a grimoire that opens physical, terrifying vistas of reality, summoning ancient godlike alien entities that are beyond our comprehension and our laws of nature. It does not contain any formula to resurrect the dead through alchemical rituals with essential salts, nor brightly green glowing serum. The fictional counterpart by Howard Phillips Lovecraft is just that, fictional. However, to publish this grimoire, they loosely applied connections to the fictional book, and one can argue whether or not HPL channeled entities beyond the wall of sleep and into the dreamlands, as well as HPL being influential. As in the book, H.P. Lovecraft and the Black Magical Tradition, the Masters of Horror's Influence on Modern Occultism by John L. Stedman. I also made a shitty comparison video on parallels on the entities that you can find in this playlist. If anyone who is using the Necronomicon from the fictional point of view, it's one of two ways. They're using pop culture magic, which is rampant in this day and age. And two, more commonly, using them as deific mask archetypes. In conclusion, Simon Necronomicon is no more valid than any other magical and spiritual grimoire out there right now for sale. And this book will cause psychological damage to you if you are not careful and mentally fragile. In my opinion, that's the closest to the fictional counterpart as it gets. Working this path will cause you to cite Slayer and their song Seasons in the Abyss to quote, "Close your eyes, look deep in your soul, step outside yourself and let your mind go. Frozen eyes stare deep in your mind as you die. Close your eyes and forget your name, step outside yourself and let your thoughts drain as you go insane." Metaphorically speaking, shedding the old skin and creating a new skin. And if you're not careful, you can fuck yourself up with all that emotional damage over the span of your insignificant life here on a has-been planet orbiting a cold and indifferent sun. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you all for listening. If you want to come find me, my links are in the description. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. I love you all. Good day.